have followed as a fan or as a you know a supporter of, and I get tongue tied, like I,
Oh, yeah. Meg Foster,
oh yeah,
Okay.
oh my God, yeah.
amazing. Oh yeah, shoot, going to the cons and getting to see everybody. That's a fangirl moment for me for sure.
Yeah.
I met Anthony Hopkins in the airport, and I literally couldn't talk. I literally
Wow.
couldn't talk. I said, "Hi, I just enjoy your work. I just you're." Yeah, and he's just nodding like this, and I'm sitting, and I'll go about. Couldn't even talk to him for Christ's sake. Oh my golly! Oh my gosh!
I did that with Liz Taylor actually.
Oh my!
I served her at the California Pizza Kitchen, and I went up to say, "Can take your order?" She was so kind and loving, and I was just gonna say the other person that uh, I saw Al Pacino.
Oh, that's cool.
And I didn't go up to him, but it was like fucking Al Pacino. And your
Yeah.
mind puts it in such a different perspective because
Right.
they come into your living room on your TV just every day or every night. Anyway,
That's
so you're
fun.
not alone, Riley.
That's fun. But what's also funny is when someone recognizes one of us, but they think we're someone else. And
That's great.
I've gotten that from I was sitting having lunch or something, and this table comes up. Oh my God, you're Amy Smart. I'm like, no, Amy Smart is the younger me. The original. It was so funny. Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, we've all had it. We've all had it where people come up and say, "I know you. I know you. I know you.
Hi.
Were you in such and such?" And I said, "No." "Oh, okay. You weren't in that, but were you in?" And I finally just say yes to everything.
Yeah.
Were you in the Terminator? Yes, I was. I was sure. Yeah, I just say yes now. It's easier.
Where they do know you. And people see you even if they don't come up to you or say something. They scan and they.
It's
Right, right.
a very weird life to be an actor.
It is.
It can be, but I choose it. So.
Yeah, I got recognized by one person in Cleveland a month ago. And that's like the highlight of my life. Guys, like, you're Peter Anthony from Vengeance? I was like, I love you.
Okay. Was it process server, Peter?
Who else wants to know?
Yeah, everyone else. Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
awesome.
Riley, go ahead.
Oh no, that's cool. It's funny that even when you're not, they don't realize who you are. They can convince you as somebody else. No matter what, you're still a celebrity there. Okay,
Right.
they still knew you were a celebrity some way, shape, or form.
Of course, when you have kids, it starts. Are you Piper's mom? You're Trevor's mom. Yes, I am. Yeah.
I, they say the
Go
same
on,
thing to
Kevin.
me, Mar, and my Piper's mom. So
Oh, good Lord.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
my.
gonna stop hijacking the interview. Go ahead, Riley.
Well, actually, on the topic of like fans recognizing you, I think being on set of Rosebud would be really interesting because while everyone very talented and everyone was devoting their life to that movie, most people on the set were huge fans and loved the franchise. Have you ever been on a set like that where probably people have been looking up to you for the last 30 years or huge fans of the franchise like that?
Yeah, as you get older, more and more of them have been watching for a longer time.
I think it's Terry's the star of a few franchises there, so he's gonna balance it out. I think I also have a lot of Days of Our Lives fans, so that's a whole other group of crazies. But I love you, fans. But no, they're very devoted, and some of them think that you are really having a fight with someone on screen. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But there's that whole goth group that Friday has.
Yeah.
There's that whole young gay goth group that Friday's fans have, and then there's just the Friday crazies. They're like,
wonder which one I fit into.
I don't think it's the right. I don't think it's the gay goth. So
I was gonna say, I don't think I'm the gay goth either. Yeah.
Mr. Anthony, I'd like to ask a question. How did the title Roseblood come about?
yes.
Great question. So in part 7, the new blood, right? Tina's the new blood. She's the new one to be powerful or fight Jason. So in this one, I wanted to somehow work the title into it. So the young girl Rose, who has the red streak, who's Tina's friend, becomes the new blood. She's even more powerful than Tina, so she's Roseblood.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Very
it's like
nice.
a dual meaning.
It was
Okay.
so well done too.
I thought it had to do with the sled.
The what? What are you talking about, Kevin?
No one knows.
Rosebud.
Oh,
of course.
bless your heart.
Gotcha.
Oh, Mr. Orson Welles.
Call back there.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Mr. Wells himself. Yes.
Well, and
Songwriting.
all right. Well, so Roseblood, you're playing characters that you haven't played in 30 years, and all of you stepped right in, and it was like you didn't miss a beat. You knew exactly what that character is, who it is, and exactly how it should be portrayed all these years later. What was it like stepping back into those characters?
Ooh.
To me, it was like a dream because I had always wanted to see what happened to Tina after she was hauled away in that ambulance. Always wanted to see that. So much fun.
I think walking on the set and seeing you, Lar, and then seeing Kevin, and then seeing the class act that was being put together on this production. I mean, I was overwhelmed with building a studio with just the expertise, the creativeness of the production itself. So I think just being there and holding hands with you, honey, again, was just delicious. And then all of a sudden I look up and there's Kevin. Hey, Kevin, where are you? How did you get here? It was delicious. It was delicious. Yeah.
It was delicious, and I must say I told Peter I will not come back unless I get to kiss Lar. It was also delicious. But you know, I think it was a very I don't. You both weren't there, but Beekler on the 30th anniversary rented one of the Sunset Chinese ramen theaters, and we watched it because that's where it premiered. You know, at the Sunset at the Chinese theater.
That's right.
And then here we were 30 years later, and there was such a wealth of pride and excitement and just love that this thing actually holds itself up. And then here we are now coming back, however many years later from there, and we're having a reunion on screen.
Right.
It was great. It was surreal. It was surreal.
That's the word.
Imagine me being a 6-year-old boy watching that
A
and
six-year-old
putting this together, hoping I could meet Lar one day, maybe kiss her.
Oh, that's why you showed me how to hold her. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Now, okay. Now I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really was amazing. And Peter, congratulations for not just filming it, but having the inspiration and having the idea and going through all the process to get it put together to be able to use our likeness and our names and our cast, our characters. And that's a feat in its own.
I don't even know how you did it. I mean, I really was impressed, honestly, with the crew and production because it was equal to or better than about any production that I've seen. Seriously, it was that sharp. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. And that's because of Riley and Cody and Sean and everybody. So I'm lucky. You're only as strong as the team. You guys know that. It's not cliche. So I had a great team for sure.
And you had a passion. You had a passion to create something that is meaningful to you. Now, I don't know how and where this drops and what the specifics of that really are. I'm still kind of trying to learn how it works for me when I'm doing my own stuff. But tell us where this is gonna find its home and when people can see it.
Yeah.
I want to see
November
the whole movie.
November 28th is our premiere, which you're going to be at. And then November 29th is it premieres on YouTube. So anybody who gets tickets to go to the premiere gets the advantage of seeing it early for everybody. And then the next day at 8 p.m. Eastern, it'll be live on YouTube because that's part of the deal. You have to show it on YouTube or anywhere online for free. So yeah, that's when it is, November 28th. So I know you got some fans of your own that are dying to see it,
Let me
Kevin,
just
right?
put that in here.
You already got it.
I don't miss it.
And we're gonna go to
I-
dinner the night before.
Yeah.
I know it. I remember I was in I have a little ranch up in Colorado, and I have this lovely dog named Sam, Samantha, Bernese Mountain Dog, and we're lying at Starbucks at the drive-through, and I'm ordering. Okay, I'd like to have a cappuccino and a puppy-chino for my dog. Okay, fine. And I get this call. And he said, "My name is Peter Anthony, Mr. Kiser." I said, "Mr. Kiser, yeah, how are you? Just a second. Yeah, a cappuccino and a puppy-chino, please, for the
Exactly
thing."
what happened.
And I said, he says, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm in the line, and in the drive-in line." And he said, "Well, here's the deal." And he starts wrapping down the movie, and Laura's going to be, and Kevin, and he's wrapping this down, and I'm getting my cappuccino and getting my puppy-chino, feeding my dog, feeding my face, and I'm listening to this man go on and on with this vision
And on.
and these and on and on this wonderful vision that he has. And I have this, and from the real movie I have this, and I just talked, and I literally parked the car, got out the back, fed the puppy-chino as I was talking to Anthony, and I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, goodbye." So that's that was my introduction to this new film, and being able to see Laura, Kevin, and of course Mr. Anthony directing with Fever.
First of all, that was spot on. That's exactly what happened. And there's two other little things. I don't drink coffee, so I was like, I thought he was joking when he said puppuccino.
No, it's cappuccino.
Yeah, so I'm like, because I hear the dog. He's like, yeah, I'm feeding the dog the puppuccino.
I've never heard cappuccino either.
then-
So,
He's gracious because at the end, man, I must have won him over with the really long. I didn't know I go that long. You guys just all embarrassed me. But at the end, he goes, "I'll do anything to make your dream come true."
oh,
I'll never forget that. Ever.
You
Oh,
I was like,
remember, Terry? I called you and we were talking. I said, no, they're real guys. I've checked them out. It'll be good.
and then Laura calls me and goes, "There's a guy who's gonna call you. It's real." I'm doing it.
yeah, because I can imagine in your guys' field, you must get a lot of weirdos out there with stuff like that.
You were the top weirdo I got.
Yeah,
from.
number one.
You're the top. There was nobody, better than a weirdo than you.
I'll take
I
it.
appreciate that. Yeah,
I'll
okay,
take it.
Good.
We're so accessible now because of the internet and Facebook and all the
Right.
so you can track us. There are the days when we were doing the original Part 7. What was a cell phone? Like no one ever.
Right.
No.
Remember when we used to remember people's numbers?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know anybody's number anymore.
From growing up, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, we just had those big, like, car phones had just started then.
Right.
Those real big ones that were like $10 a minute or something.
You guys had them because we had beepers.
Well,
You were
we had beepers.
Six,
And,
you weren't allowed to have a phone at that point. It really is. So there's an easier way for you to do your due diligence and get access to anybody you want, and I have done that in my world of seeking casting for other people, and then we can go back and forth and go, "What'd you think? How'd you are they real?"
right. Check them out. Yeah.
Yeah. It honestly all started with Lar because I reached out to Lar and then I, long story short, pitched her the story that she liked. And then I know she even said, I said, you could call CJ Graham because we landed CJ and Steve Dash for the other movie. I said, you can call them, you can ask them, do your research. And then she called back. She's like, okay, you're real. Yeah. So it went from there. And then with her power, Terry, she's the one I think who called you both. So she's the one that really put it all together.
He's got
Well,
hours.
I watched Vengeance too. I went and checked that out, and I liked the production value of it. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Now, did
And
you,
Jason Brooks as Jason is really, really good.
Mhm.
Peter? Did you want one of the Jasons to come back, or or was it just
I
uh,
asked Kane.
yeah?
I've always asked. Riley knows this too. Riley went to school with Kane's son and graduated with him, or went to school with him. Yeah. So, and I've become decent friends with Kane. We talk, and we'll go to dinner at cons and have drinks and stuff. I always try to get him. I actually, Laura knows I make videos. I make like really excitable videos for him. I'm like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. We'll give you this and this and this. And I send it, and he's like, we're not doing it, Petey. So I must have tried like 4, because who else am I gonna get for 7 than him? So I don't want nobody else. If I don't go with him, I go with Brooks. But yeah, I definitely tried for Kane.
Well, you did great. You did great regardless.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Thanks. He's happy. He said he likes everything. He likes seeing you guys together. Have all 4 of you ever been together at a con
Yeah.
with Kane?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It's fun.
Yeah.
He's a
He's
ball.
always. Oh, he's got the lines. They
Yeah,
go
yeah.
around the block.
Oh my God.
And I said, could I sit next to him just to get the
I know, should we-
visuals? Yeah.
Wasn't it part 7?
Yeah, but yes, can I get a little closer to him, please?
He deserves it because not to get into it, but when like Friday 13th stopped and slowed down, he was the one going to cons. He was the one kind of pushing the product for years and years. That kind of
Wow.
kept it alive with the fans. I think that's why they love him so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's
Yeah.
he knows what to give them.
Right. And he's no BS guy.
He knows what party's playing even at the con, and that's it's respectable. I love Kane because I love his public service of going out and speaking to people, burn victims and who have challenges due to accidents, because he's
Here's-
gone through
here's-
that.
Yeah. Scares. And then his documentary about him being bullied was amazing.
Whoa. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Kids were beating him up and making him eat his own puke and stuff like. I was like, wow, one of the toughest guys around. You'd never think. And the bravery for him to say that is amazing to me.
Well, that's why I love it that he's probably the sweetest Jason there is. He's got quite a heart, and I love him for that.
Do you guys remember when we were on the set for the first one, and we couldn't go out to dinner, we couldn't do anything because it started at 6 at night until 6 in the morning, and we were in a swamp, and
Yes.
we had a wrangler, a snake wrangler, and a crocodile wrangler.
Who was
There.
like 110 years old, and he moved
Right.
this slow.
Yeah. We could have stepped on a crocodile and he would have even known it.
No.
But to not have any social life whatsoever on a film was very tough for me.
Yeah.
Being in a swamp for 12 hours a night, that was tough. That was tough.
Well, we all had trailers, Terry. I don't know about you, but
There
no,
was-
I'm kidding. It was a very odd predicament. I remember the night. It's probably right along the line we first had started moving into our 12 hours of nighttime. And Laura, do you remember I was on this special diet at that time? We weren't really talking back then, but
There's no telling which special diet it was that day.
I was really on no dairy and no certain oils and no nuts because I was just trying to be aligned with health eating, and there was a moment where we couldn't get back to the hotel in time, and I was starving. And I remember taking a bite of this pizza that they had brought us, and the pizza, cheese, dairy, and it so reacted with me. I just remember going, and that was my first or second night of the 12-hour night. But
Oh my golly.
Well,
Oh my
Kevin, Kevin and I had already been shooting the interiors for quite a while in LA. And then we moved to, where were we, Alabama, for our exteriors. So Kevin, you remember Buster the Pit Bull, of course. If you want to see a grown man squeal like a girl, I just happened to bring in a stray pit bull that I found out in the parking lot.
Oh wow.
Wow.
found out on
Alabama
the
pit bull.
and
Wow.
the day before, a friend of mine had been attacked by a pit bull. That was the
Jeepers.
and And Laura and I were respectful, but we sort of came to our work from different places, and
Oh, yeah.
it in a certain way it kind of worked for our characters to kind of butt heads a little bit. But we found our way, and it was we're
You
loving
want to hang out with
we're
Pixar.
loving
It's always interesting to hear that you weren't super close when
No.
you shot part 7, just because
No.
I would never notice that.
But
I mean,
then
your
we
chemistry.
ended up just becoming really, really good friends. So
Let me ask you a question too, both of you and Terry. Isn't it true? Like on behind the scenes, they talk about Beekler talks about too the woman that was the production assistant or whatever. She was a real bitch and caused a lot of problems. She's the one that changed your father's jumping out to not be zombie to be normal, right?
Wait, was this wasn't
The
Laura?
production assistant or production producer or
it
something.
was one of the producers. It was
Yeah,
Barbara.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Barbara.
Oh, that's right. Barbara was her name.
What was this about? Tell me so the audience can hear it too. Who's Barbara?
She was one of the producers on the show, and she and John just couldn't get along about anything. One time I remember we had already shot that scene in the house where the couch flies across the room. We shot it like all of it done, and I remember someone in production wanted the couch to be a different color and wanted to reshoot the whole thing. And we're like, don't think that matters.
I remember the day that we were in the kitchen scenes where Billy's character, we see the vision of him being grabbed by Jason, and you see him, and I go, what? And you go, show me a picture of your cousin or something, whatever. But Jennifer Sullivan had the pearls, and that's the night that they broke and everything. But there was too much smoke, too much fog that one day they shot, so we did have to go back and reshoot those. Am I making that up, or is that kind of sound?
No, I think that's right. And the thing about that smoke fog back then, it was just pure chemical. Smell of it,
right,
and the taste of it, and you'd blow your nose, and it would just be black and gray. It was a very heavy, dense chemical that we used back then. So today it's a lot better.
Right.
Riley, go ahead. Get your question in while you can, man.
Well, no, this is awesome. I mean, I'll sit here all day and listen.
Me too. I'm pretty happy.
Peter, I would like for you to explain this incredible vision behind you from the movie. Could you do that for us?
All this stuff?
Yes.
All that stuff.
So from every movie, I have shadow boxes everywhere in my house of the different movies. Hold on, this thing. So what I do is I get things from each movie, and I'm a big, so I was a crazy kind of guy back in the day, and I was a big fighter and big musclehead, kind of a bodybuilder guy. And Jason to me was like the embodiment of testosterone and just evil and badass, Even as a little kid, I was like that. Now I'm just an old fat guy. But I went. So all my shadow boxes don't have you in it. They don't have anybody in it. They just have Jason in it. And the machete, the weapons, and if you look right there, it's a plaque with every Jason signed by it.
Oh, cool.
I got part 3 here, Richard Brooker. I got all of them. So I went around
Up in that corner.
all these items. I actually have the Fangoria from part 3 that she got stabbed with when she was on the cot.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I went and got all that signed by all the Jasons, and I have them all in my shadow boxes. But like I told Bar, in right there's that little blonde beauty. In Chicago, I went to which Kane was like one of the last times he was in part 7 costume. I got a picture with Kane, but Laura snuck in. She's like, hey, somebody went in a line and goes, do you guys mind for like, I don't know, 20 something bucks if she comes in? I'm like, no. So she came in and she actually, I think she called me handsome. I'm gonna hold you to it. And then she put her arm on my shoulder and she took a picture. And if you look at this picture, I'm like, so happy. So she's the only one that broke the mold. All these other ones, that's CJ over there with all the part 6. Every item is signed. Every single item in each one is signed. So and I have 67 masks. You can see some of the masks right there from every movie kind labeled.
Wow.
I don't have
like
any of my memorabilia anywhere except some posters on the wall.
So I'm like a super fan. And actually, this big guy right here, Riley, when I hit him up, I said, "Hey, what do you think if I make a little short about like part 7 continued?" And he's like, "Do it."
That's what my
And,
question. That was my question. Is it was obviously part 7 is the best installment, but was there something about it that inspired you to write the sequel to that particular episode, or
Two things. One, the MPA killed the kills, which pissed me off because that had some of the what could have been some of the best kills, like Terry's kill with the weed eater. The weed eater is like the best weapon ever. That big long bladed thing.
Yeah.
And the Terry's you saw recently, they have behind the scenes footage where Terry's guts are coming out. They took that out. The two couples in the van when he squished his head, it was like in a court. So all that, and secondly, there's I'm getting excited again. Hold on. There's no better 10 or 15 minutes at the end of any Friday 13th movie, any, than with Lar versus Kane. Not only Lar, the way that she's acting without voicing it, but Kane's stunts. To jump through the French window like that, to have the one eye, to have a goddamn roof fall on your head with like no safety. Then he's in the water with the electricity. Then he falls through the stairs. Then he falls through the building, gets checked. Then his mask snaps. Like the last 15 minutes to me is just gold. So I was so hooked. And then you two are thrown in the back of the ambulance. John Carl Beekler, as the fireman, picks up the mask. And like the whole world wanted to see what happened. Instead, we got part 8, which is a pile of shit. And so I always wanted to do 7. So if somebody gave me the power to do 7, that's what I was doing, man.
Yep.
It's
Cool.
great.
Yeah.
Very well.
it all started the same way everything starts with Peter. I mean, we were using the Marco Polo app, and he just brought up some random ideas. We threw them back and forth to each other. And originally he was like, "Well, would you want to direct this?" I was like, I mean, I could, but you know who'd do really good at it? You, man. Like, you should direct this and make it happen. It's your dream. And, you know, here we are. And the guy ran with it. So
And big credit to him because I never even thought along those. I didn't go to school for directing or I don't know anything like that. And he's like, you don't have to know anything. All you got to do is put good people together. I'm like, I can do
Well,
that.
you do have to surround yourself with good people, but
Yeah.
there's no one who can get in your head with your vision.
Right.
Right.
You're like, I want to shoot that way, and then I mean, it's a very well done piece of film, and
I think listening is a big part too. I mean, Riley changed the movie. Cody, the director, photography, changed the movie. You changed the movie. Remember, you said some things you wanted to do different. Terry changed the movie. He wanted to say something a certain way, which ended up in the trailer. Lar wanted to do things certain ways. I think for me, not being well versed, if I listen to people that are smarter and better than me, I think that's my strength because I can, okay, they're right, instead of just do it my way or that's it, which I'm sure some people do, you know.
collaboration. It's a wonderful muscle, and
Thanks.
you know,
yeah, and at the end of the day, when this film is released and people get a taste of it, that the reason that worked out is because you were able to do that, Peter. Like, that was so key to listen to everybody and not have an ego that was like, nah, my way or the highway. Like, it worked because you listened and you put together a crazy team, and you had an amazing vision that people wanted to help you make, and you let them help.
I think the energy was like infectious.
Yeah, everybody wanted to. Remember, I came in a day early just to get to meet, you know, some of the crew and everyone in there, and I was like, oh, I was getting to watch some of the scenes y'all were doing. It was great.
Yeah, and how did and what Jessica with the haircut looked, you know, similar to you.
So good, so good.
Yeah, she hits me up. This is being a director and producer. Jessica goes, so I talked to Lar and she said she wants my hair cut this way. So I live in New York. I went and got a quote. I go, how much is it? She goes, $400. I go, $400 to cut your hair that way? She goes, yeah. I go, okay, what am I going to do?
Peter, I got my hair cut I didn't get my 400 yet. No, I got to say, you just we were going around. Oh, we were also in the we were just at the middle point of COVID.
Yeah.
When we were all doing this.
Yeah, that was March.
And yeah, there was a kiss involved with Laura and I, and we were. I think we kind of took more of an educated risk by doing that. Not that, listen, I'll kiss you anytime, honey, but But
Talking to
Terry,
you, Laura.
Terry would not kiss me. I'm just.
He had to be cut completely. Yeah.
Hey, I normally wouldn't either, but if that was the yes to be in the movie,
Ah!
I wouldn't let you talk about it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't let you
you
talk
got
about
it. You got it.
Yeah.
Everyone was so absolutely, really respectful to the protocols. We were really doing our best to stay clean and distant, and this is before the vaccine. So
I mean, it was crazy because I had just shot. I've had just a good season. I got to shoot two other films back to back that were all COVID protocol, and everybody on both of those had, all the crew, everyone, no problems, and I don't think we had any problems on Rosebud with someone having to stop or not be able to come, did we? I mean, everybody.
No, the girl Kim Terrison was really good with that, taking the temperatures and doing all that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Laura, real quick, can I see your shirt? What does your shirt say?
Mine?
Yeah.
Final Girl.
I see. I knew it. Ooh.
That's
Love it.
awesome.
Fun. You have to work hard to be a final girl and stay alive.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, you're one of the few men that survive.
Yeah.
In part 6, what's his name? Matthew.
Tom Matthews.
Anthony, you were talking about the music that you were bringing in, different music. How did that all come out, and how did you make your choices as far as music is concerned?
I can't say the other thing we talked about yet.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. But for as far as music, actually, Jessica Hopman, who played Tina Lar, is a phenomenal singer.
Yeah, I know. Awesome.
Which I never even knew. And she posted about how her and her sister used to sing in this group. So I was like listening. I'm like, wow, she's pretty good. I hit her up, I don't know, a month or two ago. I was like, hey, what do you think about singing the end credits song? And she's like, yeah, I can do it. So then she's like, well, what is it about? I'm like, brrr. So I gave the whole rundown of what part 7 is, the whole rundown of what Rosebud is, possible choruses, In 2 days, she sang an entire song, which you guys haven't heard yet. Riley, you heard it, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think it's one of the best Friday the 13th songs ever.
Wow,
Wait,
how wonderful.
I don't remember Friday the 13th really having a song. So that's number one.
Alice
Yeah.
Cooper,
Now we-
though?
Soundtrack.
Hey, we're changing the game over here, Kevin.
That's right. Theme song now. This is great. And
Yeah.
did it cost you another $400? That's my other question.
No, it didn't. It didn't. And then I always overspend. Like remember I was talking to you the other day, Kevin, and Terry and Laura, when people were talking about the rooms. I live in Connecticut, so I asked Sean, hey, what's a good hotel? And then everybody's telling me about the hotel. Oh my God, it's like a house. I had my own fireplace. I had my own this. I had my own that. So it was really, really good. And I left Sean left some surprises for some of you guys, I think, also inside the rooms.
Very nice. Mm-hmm.
It was
sure.
very well taken care of. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is my dream it's my dream come true.
Well, but it was a class act. That's the whole thing. In other words, and you could feel that, and that permeates from you outward. And I think this is why it's going to be very successful.
Yeah,
Thank you. It's also because I can't take all credit. It's because of Sean Lutzis and his family too. I mean, that his house right there, building that building, having the guest house, him and his wife serving us food. I mean, how do you beat that?
How did
can't.
How did you two come together, you and Sean? Are you old friends?
I did a movie called Vengeance with CJ Graham and Steve Dash, and I was the promoter marketer, and I'm also hold on. I was also Kevin. I was also the prisoner in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? You don't got that? What? So I was the prisoner in that. I helped market it. Me and Sean became really good friends. Without Sean, none of this happened. I mean, who builds a 50-foot high, 40-foot building? Like, he's like, oh, I'll build it.
That was
Yes.
kind of impressive.
Yeah. So without Sean, I could have the best ideas in the world. And me and you were sitting inside of McDonald's trying to film it.
Dolls. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh. Just gonna go through everyone's collection real quick.
The food that she put together
Oh, yeah.
was stunning. I mean, talk about catering,
Yeah.
and she did that all herself, didn't she?
Yeah. His wife.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it was good. It
Oh,
was
very good.
And not to
very good.
mention having Sanaya herself too, be in the movie, and she did incredible.
She did
Oh,
incredible.
is that the
Okay,
little
so
girl?
Yeah.
I have
Yes,
this.
eye.
I was telling you how I don't have any of my really memorabilia stuff's not up. A little bit in my actor's studio, da 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 da. And this is sitting over on one of the shelves behind my desk because I had this really fun doll, right? Doll of me that I would sell and different things, and then just her head just fell off.
Oh my God.
Just now?
This on the little shelf.
Laura, that doll needs a $400 haircut. That's for sure.
Some $400 glue. Something.
All right, Riley, what do you got? Quick, hurry up, man, with these people.
Well, well, we're like 45 minutes in, so I guess we got to talk about the Indiegogo some.
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
Definitely got to get that in the mix. So we have a new run, Indiegogo. It's right now. Link in the description. You can go purchase Blu-ray, signed hockey masks, signed machetes, and I mean, as a fan, one of the coolest parts of that is the fact that all three of you are actually going to be signing things for the Indiegogo, which is incredible. And you can get a replica mask just like that. Which is cool. So I can show some of the things here. Like I said, you had the legacy machete where all three of you are signing.
Terry, remember this? Remember how you hid this? You SOB.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah,
How cool is that, by the way? That's just one of those obscure things. Like, hey, a tent spike.
So we've
makes-
got the tip spike in the Indiegogo thing.
Yeah, signed by Jason Brooks.
Oh, how fun is that?
You know how hard it was to find this 10 spike, this style, this size? It was hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
They don't make it anymore.
Wow.
That was one of those Marco Polo conversations as well. He's like, you're not going to believe what I got. A tent
Yeah.
spike.
And then Terry, do you remember I found actually Joe Caban, who was the guy taking the pictures? He found that exact pen, the same make and model that you had in your shirt from the movie.
Yes, I remember that. You gave me that. That was so special.
It's in
That
the
was so special.
trailer. It's in your pocket hanging right there.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Kevin, I tried to buy Kevin his jacket. He's like, yeah, that jacket sucks. I'm bringing my own. I'm like, okay.
No, we really didn't have time for a fitting, and you went out and bought a jacket, and it was a little larger than my desire. So I did actually find a jean jacket, which is what Nick would be wearing 30 years later.
Right.
But we just those little kickbacks, those were fun.
I appreciate it.
My hair's a little more silver now than when I was.
Hey, at least most people dye. I mean, I dye my beard, so you're pretty good by not dyeing it.
There's a.
You want to see hair that has a little bit? How about that? Okay.
I love your hair, Terry. My God.
There you go.
Right
There you go. God.
You
Picture.
could
Go ahead.
you can go ahead, Riley. Sorry, you can show the pictures later. I mean, you could ask a couple more questions if these guys are okay.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
sure. Well, I did want to say to all three of you, it's really cool that after all these years that you still have so much love and respect for the franchise that you're willing to come back, right? Like, so many people kind of just dismiss these old slasher films that they were in, but all of you took it and you love it and you came back all these years later, all successful and still willing to do that. It's so cool as a fan to see that. And I'm sure everybody that's watching and that will see Roseblood will really appreciate that as well.
I hope so. It's so fun making, the story, completing the story and putting it back together.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell the story. Riley, you've heard it 100 times. Mr. Kiser, you probably don't even remember. Laura, you remember this. So Mr. Kiser comes in, right? So we're in the room. It's Laura and Terry, Mr. Kiser, across from each other at the table. And I'm just like sitting there like, holy shit, what the hell am I doing here? Right. And then they start to do their lines. And just like any actor, once in a while, you mess up a word or two with the line. So Terry would, I don't even understand what this level of alien is. The script. Laura, do you remember this? And there was a phone on the desk and he would say the word, take the phone, turn it around, put it down, say it again. We'd say action. He'd come in the room, take the phone, turn it around, and he nailed it. And I was just sitting there like, is everyone fucking seeing this?
He is a
So my question is that like a technique or where did that come from? I would love to know.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm so happy to be on the set, and I don't know what's going on.
Laura, do you remember that?
Laura kept saying, yeah, well, let's go over the lines. Okay, we'll go over the line. and we would just do it. And I think that's the beauty of of how Laura works, how Kevin works, how we work, is that that it's real at the moment. In other words, there's a spontaneity to it, and I think that's where you really get the excitement in a creative craft. And so that I guess that touches reality to me. In other words, it's something based on that's real. And I don't think of lines. It's the touch of the phone, the thing. I think that's how things happen.
It worked, and we finished the first 20 minutes, and man, Riley, you seen it, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit! The first 10 minutes of you and Lar is just absolutely amazing, and I remember you guys practicing your lines, and I was in the room, and there's a GoPro of it too, and I've acted here and there, but it's weird because like Lar is saying her lines, and then half the time you're in the corner doing yours, and you're not on the same part, let's say, and then Lar would go boom, 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 and then you'd go boom, and she wouldn't answer you, and then you went boom, boom, and then you both started going back and forth at that same level that worked without even looking at each other, and I was just like, this is amazing, man. This is amazing. There's a story. I started like getting teary eyed, and I hugged the director of photography. I'm like, I love you.
It was
a couple of times, Peter, we would be working, and we'd be ready for a take, and Terry and I were kind of frozen, and I would like, Peter, you gotta say action or something.
Did you see the behind the scenes where you make fun of me? I sent it to you.
Oh, I don't know.
You're sitting there, and I go, okay, action. You go, yeah, we taught this guy how to do that by now.
That's good.
Come on.
I just want to go back real quick and say about appreciation for the franchise. I remember the night that I auditioned for Birthday Bash.
Yes, I remember.
And Lar was there. I was kind of one of the last people, or one of the last group of guys that came in, and they had me stay and read with Lar. And I just remember working with Beekler that day, and oh my God, I'm blanking on our casting, Anthony Barnell.
Anthony Barnell.
And God rest his soul too. I just remember walking out of there thinking, I had a really great audition. And you know how many times as a kid, and then you don't get it.
Right.
By the time I got home, my agent called and said, "Hey, congratulations, you got the new Friday the 13th." And I went, "What? When did you just auditioned for it?" And I didn't know that they were covering it with a different name, but Beekler gave me that was my first big break. That was one of my first biggies. And I don't care if it was a tanker of a film. It happened to be a great franchise, and it was cultish. But I remember for those 12 weeks, I was in a new world. I had done maybe one movie and a couple of television spots. I'm from stage. I'm a Broadway baby, but this was something. So I have utter appreciation for I love that. It was my first time. So,
Yeah.
I remember when they offered me the script. They sent me the script. They said, "Would you do this?" And I said, "Friday the 13th, part 7? 7? What is that all about?" And I said, "You really are. Let me read this thing." And I read it, and I think what got me was the idea that I said, "Shoot, this guy is a bad guy." And I thought Jason was just the bad guy all the time. And I said, "No, this guy, Bad News Cruz, he's a bad guy." And that's what attracted me to the thing of saying, yeah, okay, this should be fun. Isn't that fun how we go about things like that? Yeah.
Two things. Yeah. One is people always say, "Well, I hate that guy in the movie. He was a real dick or whatever." I'm like, well, that means you did a good job.
Yeah.
And two, when Lar said that she talked to you, this is the best ever. She said she talked to you and that you were like excited. I said, "Well, can you give me his number?" So she forwarded over the contact. It says Bad News Cruz. Swear to God, ask her. Yeah.
That's great, Lar. That's great.
That's the most requested phrase that people like me to say at the cons and whatnot. And, when we do these cameos, right? In fact, I'm going to be shooting them after we're done, some cameos for fans, and they always want to hear Bad News Cruise or Bad News. So.
Oh, you know what, Terry? That Riley's favorite line maybe of any Friday the 13th is, Riley, you know this? I don't think he asked you to say it, but I don't know if you would or not. But when Tina was saying, no, it's not that, and you go, you're lying to me, Tina. Right? Isn't that your favorite line?
It is, yeah. I say it in streams still.
Yeah, you're lying to me, Tina.
Thank you for that.
That's great. I think I'm reduced to the simple line.
Yeah.
Bitch. Poor Jennifer.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
But,
goodness.
yeah. Good memories. Good memories.
Yep.
Good
Yep.
stuff.
What do you got?
I,
Riley?
I hope that everybody goes over and jumps on the Indiegogo. I'm gonna see what's on there. I didn't see the tent stake earlier.
Yeah, the 10 stake, the mask, the DVDs by the Blu-rays by all of you signed, the mask by all of you signed, the mask by you and Terry signed by interrogation, like little witty words, stuff like that. And even the saw blade, the weed eater blade that ended up killing somebody in the movie is signed by Jason Brooks. There's a ton of stuff on there, which is cool.
I buy it all myself.
And how do people do this? How do they call in or they see them? How do people get these
This isn't the
things?
shopping channel, Terry.
Yeah.
I've already done that.
On the Rosebud
Go on.
site, on the Rosebud sites on Instagram and Facebook, and on this podcast, I believe Riley will have a link
Yeah, there is a link in the description right now.
right now where you click it and you can go right. I can send you the link too, Terry, where it has all of your stuff and what you signed, and it has every actor and a little bit of history on them and so on and so forth.
Very
it has
nice,
Kevin
very
on
nice.
there being a 6-time Emmy winner.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, here, I found the picture.
What do you got?
My real color of my hair.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
let me see that.
I don't know. I think you're more like a fine wine. I think you look good better now.
It's the jean jacket and the blue sweater.
Blue sweater.
I remember this. I look at her. Look at her mouth is open and she is screaming in my ear. It was not a bad thing. It's just like, there's Kane going and throwing like, So, that's a great picture. That's a great picture.
Fun one. Mhm.
Kane's like the nicest guy in the world, but he's kind of known for being very much in character. Hey, how was that? How was that on part 7?
Well, I think Kane is more in character when he is like at the cons, because I remember, first of all, I knew Kane before.
Oh, did you?
The movie we did years prior, and there's actually a moment when I was running up the steps before the hole opens up in the steps, and I went to run for Laura, and I was supposed to say Tina, and the words that came out of my mouth were Cass.
Oh, that's
And it was the exact same scene from this movie I had done.
What movie? You gotta tell us the movie.
Hills Have Eyes Part 2 with Wes Craven.
Oh yeah,
And Kane was a stunt. He goes, "Where did that come from?" But Kane was he was playing triple duty. He was being a human being. He was being an actor. He was doing stunts, and he was also our stunt coordinator.
Yeah.
So he had to listen to everything. He didn't fool around. In my observation, he did not fool around and have that monkey business and be
No.
Jason all the time, because he had to discern what was happening around him, and he had one eye.
I know. And it was yucky.
And this is coming from a man who almost died from being on fire from third-degree burns, who then says, "I'll be on fire." At the time was a record-setting time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll do it for the movie. I mean, that is balls.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
We can talk about it here, but to almost die from it and do it is amazing.
the most. I find him to be one of the most professional people I know, and it was only those 12 weeks we actually worked together, and he had. I see more of the playful and the fun Kane at the cons, because he's
I think what he did with actors and stuff like this, because I think he felt that he wasn't like an actor. like you and I, Kevin, from Broadway and stuff like this. That he had that total respect for our craft, and he didn't consider himself an actor as such. He was this phenomenal, bad guy, and I think that's why we all liked him, and why he was not only being the stunt coordinator and where he had to jump back and forth, but he always had a high respect for actors, and that always came across.
I think you're right, Terry, and I think he also brought something to Jason for the first time. No,
Mhm.
no offense to anybody else. And there's a really wonderful moment that I had with Kane about 2 weeks prior to my audition with Laura. I was at NBC and I was testing for Santa Barbara, the series, the soap. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting to go in to see Barbara Clayman, the casting director, and uh, running down the hall is this guy, and I go, "This guy looks familiar. Hey, I did Hills Have Eyes Part 2 with you." He goes, "Oh yeah, hey Kane, I'm Kane, I'm Kevin," and he goes, "I just got the new Friday the 13th movie. I'm playing Jason. I'm so excited." I said, "Wow, that's so cool." I had no idea.
Right?
But I was.
And you were already read? And you were already read?
No, I was 2 weeks away from going to my audition.
Oh, okay.
So when that occurred, it was just like, oh, I'm going to be working with Kane again. Like I remember that moment.
Yeah.
I think the great thing with him is he embodies blue collar, right? And him being an island boy and just a badass. I think that, and a lot of these fans are a lot of blue collar people, hardworking, not really like super rich, ahead in life. So I think he embodies that. And he's a big ball buster. So long story short, I did a movie with Riley where I had a fight scene and I tore my shoulder off and I tore like 4 tendons off and I had to have major surgery, so on and so forth. So Kane hears about it. One of my fans takes a camera and goes over to Kane, goes, "Hey, Pete tore his shoulder off. It's really bad." And then he goes, "What are you, a pussy?" He goes, "What are you milking it over here?" That's just him. You know what I'm saying? And when you're like a blue collar person, you admire it because that means he likes you.
Yes,
Yeah.
but he didn't do that on the set. He
No?
wasn't that on the set. And I don't mean that to take that away from him, but he was completely business and
Right.
absolutely responsible for everything we did because we were risking our lives at times.
Yeah. I mean,
Laura, wasn't he stunt coordinator at for House 2?
yes, on House 2 also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
didn't he play in House 1 the guy's wife, the blue demon thing, Riley, right?
I'm not sure about that.
I don't think he actually played the role. I think he had to step in for a stunt.
Oh, okay, maybe that's it.
I'm not sure. God, it's been a while since I've even watched House, but
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find Kane in a dress anytime soon. So
We'll talk about that.
Kane will do whatever it takes.
That's
You know,
right.
I'm gonna send him this.
Do whatever it takes.
On that story, you ripping off your shoulder, you got the fun side of Kane busting your balls. When I saw him the next time, he gave me a lot of shit for you getting hurt.
Did he?
Yeah.
You never told me this.
Yeah, no, he was just like, it's your responsibility to make sure you guys don't get hurt like that. And I was like, he grabbed a bottle. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, so it was nice, but I felt bad.
Because he doesn't like getting hurt. If you ever see interviews with him, he says, "Well, some stunt guys say I broke 100 bones," and he's like, "Well, that means you suck." So
Right.
I know, like you guys said, he takes pride in people not getting hurt.
Yeah.
But that Laura, that scene with you when they drop the roof on him, there's no safety there. They just drop a fucking roof on
I
him.
mean, yeah.
Goes down the stairs.
There was a soft spot.
Yeah.
You had to be standing in that soft spot.
Yeah, that's soft part of the stairs. Yeah.
That fire was crazy because that was actually that basement fire where you catch on fire was a very small space, and that was the first time I'd ever worked around fire where I could feel the heat. It was right there. So
Now our costume. So if you guys saw the trailer too, right, where Jason stands up, right?
Yeah.
So that costume, and so most part 7s are a certain look. So there's a guy in Brazil named Marcio Charlie from Horror Costume, who's the best maker in the world. He made our costume, and I said, "You can't make it like 7. You need to make it at the end of 7." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, at the end of 7, he was on fire and he blew up and he had nails in him. He looks a little different. His clothes are a little more charred." So that's how our Jason looked, a little bit different because I wanted it to be after 7.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You
Very
are
nice.
on the deck, but I don't think it was you. You said you tried it a couple times and you didn't like it, right?
No, I didn't like how many times I had to fall on the deck. And I thought,
Yeah, I
oh,
knew it,
this
yeah.
stunt girl. No.
Kevin, was that you? That's you that goes flying in the boat, right?
No, he would not let me do it.
No.
Not let me do it. He I told him I would try it. I'm a gymnast. Come on. He goes, nope. He said maybe it had been like 3 feet less because it was a drop.
Yeah.
But I do remember when I'm holding the gun and I'm shooting at him, bang, bang, and I look at the gun, I look at him, and he took me and he did throw me on that deck,
Yeah.
but not into the boat. That was
I didn't even realize it when Laura said like how many times, because I know now that I do movies how many takes it takes to get one take.
well,
And
sometimes
now that I watch it, Laura, he throws that chick about 5-10 feet in the air. She lands right on her knees on the deck. So I can't imagine doing that 6-7 times. That
Yeah.
had to hurt.
what about the girl who gets the hatchet in her head? The stunt double who gets thrown across the room.
Oh my
Right.
God.
And that axe, and she goes flying, and we're like,
Hey, Kevin, did you see the trailer too where the guy gets the axe in the head?
yes, yes,
What do you think that's from, my friend?
I know, come
Huh?
on.
Dude,
I know.
that scene when she opens, she's like, what does she say to you, Laura? She's like, fuck you, I'm gonna go next door. Whatever the hell she says, Melissa. She opens the door.
Don't go, Melissa.
And Kane's like, and he buries the axe in her head, and then to disrespect her, throws her over a TV.
Gross her.
Oh man, that was the best ever.
Those are my that kill and the sleeping bag
Sleeping
are
bag.
my favorite.
Yeah, what would have been my favorite is Terry's one. I mean, can you imagine going in the woods at 1 o'clock at night, 3 in the morning? Here's this monster dude with a weird thing sawing around in the like. I actually shit myself when I was young. I was like, what would you do there? You know. So I wish that kill was a little better, but
that thing.
Hey, big spender, what do you got? Okay, come on.
yeah. And then Terry puts Lars' mom in front of him. He's such a bad guy.
That's so.
You know, Jesus, I don't even know why I hired him.
Oh, he's bad. He's a bad man.
Bad man. He's a bad man. Oh, dear.
That weed eater is scary, even in like a safe environment. Like seeing it on Roseblood was freaky. I mean, it's scary to be in the same room with that thing.
Yeah, we had to. We did. You guys weren't there, but we did a kill scene with it, and we had to evacuate the whole room.
Oh,
And Jason had to start it up and do the kill scene. Long story short, we had a body double and the weed eater, and Sean went out and found the weed eater. Then we painted it exactly like it was right there in 1988.
Yeah, it
I
was.
can't wait to see you guys in November. I can't believe it's that
That's-
far away, but it'll be here like that.
It'll be here like that. I mean,
Yeah.
and amazing how fast you've pulled all this together and made it look so
Yes.
good.
Oh my!
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're good. We're gonna drink a lot, Kevin. I want you shirtless on top of the bar by the end of the night.
Peter, I'm gonna want you shirtless too. So I'm just gonna-
I gotta get less fat, but maybe.
I don't know. Smile, it's just a little twinkle for me.
Yeah. If Laura gets topless, then we're all winning.
Oh, y'all are so awful. Awful boys.
I'm being so
I know.
objectified. I can't believe it.
More. You just can't get sexually harassed today anymore.
I
It's-
know.
You know?
Anyway, thank you.
I
for
don't
that.
even know where to go from there.
Well,
Right?
I was gonna do the Rosemary Clooney song "Come Over to My House," but I just was laughing too hard. So anyway,
Goodness.
thank you, Terry. My audience is here.
Oh, you're wonderful.
Terry, can you get Sam on TV?
I don't think so. Come here, Sam. Come here.
If she won't do it, don't
No.
worry. Look at
I'll
the
put
size of
this
this
up here.
dog.
We all get
Come
our-
here. Come here. Come here, Sam. Come here. Come here.
Sam's
Yeah.
coming. You're coming up.
Hey, come here. Come
And
here.
all the dogs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a big poodle. Oh,
Come here. Oh, she won't get up. She won't get up.
okay, no
Bless
problem.
her heart.
Charlie
Oh.
is in the.
No, she says, no, to hell with you. Oh, look at this.
I've always
Oh,
had
wow.
turtles. I
Beautiful.
collect them.
I don't got anything. I don't know how to compete with this.
He lives pretty much in the actor's studio all the time. So as soon as I turn on the light to shoot somebody, Charlie is jumping right. He sits right in front of the light, in front of the actor. because
Yeah.
that's where I'm looking. So that's where he wants to be.
Did you guys see Sean's dog Diamond?
Oh, yes. I
Oh,
did.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the cleanest outside dog you're ever gonna see in your life.
I couldn't
Oh,
believe
here
that.
we
I
go.
said,
Oh my
how can you
goodness.
how can you keep that so clean? You know,
Well, when I arrived, Terry, I said, Sean, where's Diamond? And he goes, oh, it's third week she's at the spa. I go,
Beauty
"What do you-
shop,
at the
yeah.
spa? What do you mean? He's like, oh yeah, every 2 or 3 weeks she goes to the spa and gets clean, gets
Of
her
course.
nails done and everything.
yeah, of course. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
amazing. But to be outside in Seattle like that and be that white is amazing.
Yes.
Right,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Got clean.
Yeah.
This is Vita. She's my little baby.
Aw.
Oh,
Look at her. She's not like
Kevin,
really happy.
oh.
Look at her.
She's-
Riley's got a cat and a dog, I think, right?
Yeah, but my dog, you bring her down here, she'll just start jumping all over everything. So she's still a puppy,
Yeah.
and she's a pit bull. She's a pit bull
Oh,
German Shepherd.
away.
So
You go.
Thanks
All
for
right.
having us, Peter and Riley. This was really great. I
Thank you,
can't
guys.
Thank
wait
you,
for
guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Terry and Laura, as always. I love you both.
Real
I
quick,
can't
make
wait
sure,
until we're
make
all
sure to go
together.
to Indiegogo and buy these stars, signatures, and stuff, and help us for the movie and help us for the premiere. And lastly, Riley, thank you for having us. You're a great friend. Mr. Kiser, you're my hero. Lar,
Thank you.
I'll still kiss you. Kevin, you're the best. I'm not kissing you. But
Take off your
thanks,
shirt, Kevin.
everybody,
Take
coming
off
on.
your shirt, Kevin.
Yeah.
Y'all take care.
All right.
so yeah, thank you guys so much again.
See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Terry.
Bye, everybody. I only exist because of you. It doesn't fit, does it, Tina? Huh? Well, one word that comes to mind that does. How about manifest? As the troubled teenager manifested a demon right before our eyes. I bet that one works fine.
Her name is Rose. She's the new blood around here.
We think her control over gravity is 10 times that of Shepard.
It's showtime, Red. The General found her. She's like you in some ways, but she is something that you and I have never seen before.
Our goal is to subdue your masked friend, if he truly exists. Where's your monster now?
You fixed it? How? Why? You have no idea what you're dealing with.
How many times have I told you? Call me Duke.
The girls, they need you, especially Tina.
The girls are on their own. I don't play God here, Julian. Neither do you.
Complete the session, Tina.
I hate you!
Tina.
I just wish you would go away! Talk to me. What did you think? I was just gonna send you back?
Bleed tonight if I am sad tonight. I don't have a job to find. If I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. When I'm home, I was just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to this world lived in fear. There is nothing I could do. There is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of this fire, was not aware of this nightmare, but when around, begging for hope. Just need to open my eyes now to try to change into something.